talk about your background in martial arts. Which martial arts do you have experience in?
I started out doing martial arts for like 6 years ago. I've been doing Kung Fu, Wing Chun, and wrestling and a little kickboxing. So I have a pretty good foundation for both ground fighting and punching and kicking.
How did you get into wrestling?
When I was living in the United States, I did wrestling as a school sport, like 2.5 hours a day, and then we had like a meeting once a week and a tournament every other weekend.
Now let's talk a bit about what is different about the Kung Fu you practice and the wrestling you practiced.
Kung Fu, that's more like technique and stuff, and punching and kicking. Wrestling, that's like ground fighting.
So what's different about the Wing Chun you do and the other form of Kung Fu?
Wing Chun is a little bit like wrestling, just with kicking and punching. Most punching. And,
how is it like wrestling?
It's because that you always keep the control of the opponent's hands compared to Kung Fu, where you have like a distance and you like throw a random punch or a random kick, but you always control the hands in Wing Chun.
So you're really close like in wrestling.
You're really close like in wrestling, just standing up instead.
Now Wing Chun was actually designed by a woman, or rather I should say for a woman. Now wrestling, would you advise that for like perhaps a tiny female person or someone out there?
If you're really good at technique, you can do it, but otherwise you need to have some sort of strength.
Perhaps another style like Wing Chun perhaps would be better suited then.
That's really good for like a smaller person.
There's a lot of different styles like we mentioned, wrestling, Wing Chun and so on, and obviously for you, the person out there, it's about thinking about what kind of body do you have, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses when you want to practice a certain art. But do you have any additional thoughts?
Like you find out why you want to do martial arts. If you want to be able to fight people, you pick one art, and if you want to like just have the skills, you pick another art maybe. But also like your body type. Like if you are really flexible and not as strong as in your upper body, Taekwondo is really good, like lots of kicks. The one you think is fun, the most fun, that's probably the one you will get good at, because that's the one you think is fun to practice.
I think that's a great advice actually in general in life, and it sort of brings us to talking about physical training.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want to say if someone's trying to get started but they have difficulty getting started with working out?
When you start out, you want to take it slow. Don't push yourself too much, even though if you have the mentality to do it, take it easy, like the first 2 weeks, and then you can start pushing yourself a little bit. It depends on if you're young or if you are a little older, if you have an injury, if you are a little muscular built, or if you're skinny. But start out like 2 or 3 times a week, do a full body routine, and go for like the first 2 weeks like 15 reps, like 12 to 20, so about 15. That's really good. And then you can go to 12 like for a month, and then go for 10 for a month, and then bring it down.
So you mentioned a lot of changes. What do you think? Should people just stick consistently with their thing, or should they mix it up?
You don't want to do the same thing all the time.
Why is that?
Because your body will get used to what you're doing and find like your body is like made to adapt to what you're doing. Mm-hmm. So if you keep doing the same thing, your body will find an easier way to do it, and you won't see as much results. You have to change it up all the time, like confuse your muscles and confuse your body. Take me for example. Sometimes I go into a routine where I take like 2 months and have this plan, like today I have to do these exercises, the next week the same ones, and then I will switch it up after a month or so. But like right now I know which muscle groups I'm going to work out, but then I just like throw in some exercises, and it's not planned out at all. It's different each time and stuff. That's another way to work out.
That can also make it more fun and less like
Definitely.
A routine.
Definitely. I think you should try out what's the most fun, because it has to be fun. That's important. Working out has to be fun, because otherwise you won't stick to it. If you have like a program, for example, somebody made a program for you, and let's say you hate squats, and squat is in the program, you will have to take squat out and replace it with another exercise that works the same muscles. Because if you hate squat and you are new at working out, you will not go up there because you think about, oh my god, I have to do squats now and stuff. So replace it, and then like when you get good, like when your muscles are getting worked and they are all functional and stuff, you can put in squats, just try them out, maybe with body weights or a kettlebell or something, and then you can start doing real squats.
Now, about nutrition, like what are your thoughts to someone who's new to nutrition, has no idea?
It depends on what you have been eating and how your diet has been like in the past.
Alright.
If you are used to just eating junk food, or maybe like not junk food but not really good food, like if you just order pizza or whatever, I think you should start out by getting one healthy meal a day. Then you will be able to like put 2 in and 3 in. Like you cannot just take your old diet and throw it out and put on this new diet. You have to take it step by step. Well, some people can do it, but lots of people cannot. Maybe you can do it for a day or two, but eventually you will burn out.
Again, it's about consistency.
Exactly. Do it like a lifestyle decision.
And so just quickly, like what are the things to focus on? Like what do you want to get inside your body?
Okay, definitely don't take the advice like that people are saying out there that carbohydrates is bad for you if you want to lose weight. That's not true. Losing weight is all about being below the amount of calories you need per day. And I just want to tell that when people think that protein is everything, there's as many calories in 1 gram of protein is the same amount there is in 1 gram of carbohydrates. So carbohydrates is not bad for you. Actually, you need that. If you are overweight, it's really good to have carbohydrates because it will keep you full.
We've talked a lot about how to lower your calories. Now, is that the goal for everyone, to lower their calories?
No, definitely not. It depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to lose weight, you have to be below your daily amount of calories. If you want to build muscle, you have to be above. You can also build muscles when you are below your daily amount of calories, but that's only in the beginning. Like in the beginning, it's easy to build muscles. You can lose weight and build muscles at the same time. But as you get lean and as your muscles is growing and stuff, you will need to be above your daily amount of calories.
So for people who don't wish to count their calories and stuff, that just means, I suppose, going with the flow. How can you tell, if you're not counting calories, how can you tell that I should be eating more or I should be eating less?
You can always just like test your body.
Yeah.
That's like definitely you have to test your body, even though if you're counting calories or not, because you want to know if you are pursuing your goals or what you're doing.
Yeah. So like if you're becoming stronger or if perhaps you're becoming weaker.
Exactly. So you have to test yourself all the time. Weigh yourself. Not only the weight, take your fat percentage. Do like some measuring around your thighs, around your waist, and around your arms and stuff.
Yeah, and again, like always, like if you're new to it and you perhaps don't have the commitment to do all of that, then perhaps just look in the mirror. That's an indication.
You have this number of calories that you have to be above. And then if you want to lose weight, you just have to be below your daily amount of calories, but above the amount of calories your body needs to stay alive.
Yeah, and obviously if you're about to die, you're gonna feel it. So don't worry, folks. Even though you're not counting, perhaps you're not about to die. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this.
But like if you like the best thing you can do is definitely counting calories. Always get a meal plan. Get someone to get a professional to make a meal plan for you, and then just follow that, and he will put the exact amount of calories in that you will need to eat a day, and he will just tell you weigh your food and just eat whatever it says right here, and then you will lose weight definitely.
Let's go over some of the things which are involved in your diet. Let's for start. What is your take on protein?
Protein is good.
Yeah.
Protein is really good. Like if you should choose between protein, fat, and carbohydrates, you should definitely choose protein. But you cannot live like with only one thing.
Nah.
So you have to eat everything. But protein is the most important one. Carbohydrates, that's really good for your brain. Like your brain is using carbohydrates, no proteins, it's just carbohydrates. The thing with protein is that it takes the most calories from your body to break down when it's in your stomach, so you will use more calories when eating protein. That doesn't mean only eat protein.
Now, what are good sources of fat? Can you just eat butter?
Yeah, well, no. There's difference between there's good fats and bad fats. Bad fat, that would be animal fat. That's the fat you don't want to eat. Like from when you have like a steak, the fat on the steak, that's bad fat. If you want a good fat, that would be avocado. The fats down in salmon, just in fish, like in fat fish in general. That's good fat. Nuts, for example, that's really good too.
I'm way into peanut butter myself.
Yeah. Peanut butter, don't be scared of peanut butter actually, because 80% of the fats in peanut butter, that's good fat. Only 20% is bad. And peanut butter actually breaks your appetite, so you don't have the feeling that you want to eat as much when you're eating peanut butter. So just don't be afraid, just eat peanut butter, but not as don't just throw it in. Like you need to have like a certain amount of it. You cannot just eat peanut butter because it has lots of calories, but it's good calories. But again, you have to be below your daily amount of calories. So that's everything it counts about. Being below. You could eat Snickers and lose weight, but it's not good because you won't get your vitamins and your minerals and the nutrition your body needs.
Let's just go over how you've been inspired and motivated. Are there some sources which you draw inspiration from?
Well, yeah, like martial arts. Like I started out martial arts because I was a huge fan of Jackie Chan, and then I was like, oh my god, Kung Fu, this is it. For working out, I actually didn't follow anybody when I started working out. So I found my own style. I started searching other people, what they are doing, and lots of people say different stuff.
Also, we talked about consistency already. Now, a lot of people have trouble with this. I don't know, have you had periods where you just stopped working out? Or have you managed to maintain the consistency?
Well, I actually haven't had periods where I stopped working out. I have periods where I didn't want to work out. Like where every time I went up working out, I just hated it and I didn't want to go there.
And I think that's important because there's a lot of focus in society on the now and being in the present moment. And I definitely think there's a lot to that, like even you're a martial artist yourself and like with meditation, but also thinking ahead sometimes is what will actually get you ahead. Perhaps you're thinking about getting more fit, doing martial arts or something, or perhaps you have a different dream. Perhaps it's science, then go explore that. But if you are thinking about learning martial arts or fitness, like when should you get started?
Like usually when you get inspired, you have like a week or two, and then it will just like go out of your head. So like immediately when you watch the movie, if you see the video on the internet, if you read the article, like immediately when you get inspired, you start even like either the same day or the next day, because the motivation you will lose the motivation if you don't do anything about it. Go up there and do like one exercise per body group and per body part, and then the next week you do two maybe, and then you will stick with two for like a month, and then you do 3 exercises, and then you change the program, put another day in there. That's how you need to do it. That's what will get your routine and make you stick to it.
Alright, Kenneth, that was great, and I hope it was helpful to some of you out there. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Kenneth Klok, who is a black belt in Kung Fu. He's also working really hard to train his muscles, so he creates...
Yeah, when we're working out, you're all flexed. So right now we just relax and just chill out, like just up here.
Now, Kenneth, tell me about... If we just take a break?